Getting used to the desert was an interesting thing. My skin dried up and hardened. I got a good tan. I walked shirtless a lot of days. You don't sweat, not much, because the air's so dry, your body's controlling, holding on to the moisture. And you don't urinate, you don't go to the bathroom as much if you're not drinking a lot of fluids and eating a lot of foods and stuff, that your body kind of cleanses itself. It took a while for me to finally get out there. Probably took a couple of weeks. And got to Flagstaff, which is there along Interstate 40. Below the canyon, leading up to the canyon, you go on a little side state road to the north to get to that. I guess it's the southern rim of the Grand Canyon there, I guess they call it, southern rim. And as I was starting to walk and hitchhike north, it's fairly good distance. It's, I don't know, 60 miles, 100 miles. As I'm hitchhiking, I'm kind of tired of it all at this point. I don't know, I spent maybe a few days, a week in the desert, about a week getting to that point, so about 2 weeks on the road, and not eating a lot and walking an awful lot, and just feeling like I wasn't going anywhere, I didn't have anything. But here I am finally at my goal, the Grand Canyon. And I talked to a few people in Flagstaff about it. They were saying how beautiful it is and how it changes during the day. Depending on the light, different colors come out, brighten and dim and shadow and light. As I'm hitchhiking north to get there, I start to kind of feel like I'm just never going to get there. But something inside of me, some voice said, don't worry, you'll get there. It's not a problem. You'll be just fine. And I don't think it was me. I don't think I was reassuring myself at that point, because I feel like I had lost the confidence, and though I figured I'd probably eventually get there, I don't believe it was my voice. If anything, I believe maybe at that point I was slightly touched, and maybe that's just me going crazy. But I do feel like it was some sort of outside spiritual voice trying to encourage me. But I remember being down to shorts. All I had was shorts and short sleeve shirt and shoes. But I remember it being colder as I started going north, and I don't know that it was that much difference, in latitude to make it colder, other than maybe being higher in elevation. And I remember it started to rain. It didn't rain often in Arizona, but during the afternoon sometimes you get a little shower. But here I was kind of cool anyway, and then it started raining and not wearing much clothing, and I really felt bad. And I thought, man, I'm going to freeze to death out here if nothing else. And this car started coming up the highway, and I just jumped out in the middle of the road and just waved at it till it stopped. More or less forcing him to run over me if he was going to go any further. And it was this real nice young guy and a young lady who worked at the canyon on the way to work. And I just asked them, I said, please, can you give me a ride up to the canyon? And they agreed and said that if you don't have any place to stay, you could probably stay in the lodge's lobby overnight or whatever until the morning, and go out and look at the canyon, but you probably wouldn't be able to stay there long. The authorities, the people, management who run the lodge there, kind of look down on transients, people just coming and camping out in their lobby. So anyway, I said, that'd be great. I said, you know, be in and out of the wind and the cool, rainy air. And got the ride up there, and I guess it was toward evening by the time we got there. And sort of just hung out, trying not to sleep or look like I was sleeping, so that it looked like I was just sitting in the lobby. And then the next morning went out and sat around the canyon and watched the colors, and mostly did that all day. I had achieved my goal. I'd gotten to the canyon. Nothing strange happened. No aliens came, and God didn't appear before me, and there was no Indian wolf or eagle or guide or anything that came and showed me the way to the path to peace or perfect nirvana or whatever. Nothing happened. And then toward the end of the day, some park rangers came up to me and asked me where I was staying, and I frankly told them I didn't have a place to stay, and they basically told me that I'd have to leave the park. And I understood and realized that, you know, they're doing their job, and you don't want a lot of bums hanging out at your park. It's a little bit unfair, but I can understand it too. So I understood it then. I said, well, I'll be on my way. And that was the only time I saw the Grand Canyon. That was it. One day. It was interesting. I don't know if it was worth the whole trip, but and beautiful. And I did have some moments of serenity. There was one point at which I was looking out over the rim. I was sitting on a stone bench, and I heard this clamor kind of going on behind me, several people. And I just felt like they were like angry at me or something, like, what's this bum doing here, and we'll get rid of this bum. And I felt like if I didn't move, if I didn't say something or turn around and look at them, if I didn't acknowledge them in some way, they were going to rush up on me, grab the whole bench I was on. It was made of stone slab sitting on two other stones to hold it up. That they were going to bum rush me from behind, grab the whole bench, the whole slab of stone, and throw me into the canyon. I felt certain, absolutely certain they were going to do this. So I kind of turned around, like, to keep them from rushing up on me, and there's just people there looking at the canyon. For all I know, that's all they were. But I don't know what would have happened if I had not looked. Would I have learned to fly on the way down? We'll never know.